So you're retired. 3 months in Southeast Asia. Sounds like a dream, doesn't it? Okay, I'll give you this. It can also be overwhelming. Where do you start? How do you keep it energizing, not exhausting? Well, today it's not about backpacking and it's certainly never going to be about a cruise. What we're going to cover is the ultimate slow travel itinerary designed specifically for people in retirement because you've got what most people don't: time. If you've ever dreamed of living abroad for a season, this is what it can really look like. The reason slow travel works so well in retirement is simple. You've already done the 2 week holidays. You've rushed through cities, you've skimmed the surface, you've squeezed in as much as you could before flying home and getting back to work on Monday with jet lag in tow. But in retirement, as you know, the rules change. You finally have the space to travel differently, slower, deeper, richer. Instead of ticking off the sites, you can settle in, find your rhythm, and experience life the way locals do. That's the beauty of slow travel and why 3 months really is the perfect length. So, how do you actually do it? Here's my number one secret: choose anchor locations. Instead of 30 stops in 90 days, choose around 8 or 9 places to settle into. Spend 7 to 10 days in each. That I find is long enough to feel at home, but short enough to keep the energy moving. Anchors really stop you from feeling overwhelmed, but they also stop inertia from creeping in. You'll plan a few must-dos in advance, but most days, they're just yours to do as you please. Explore, wander, just be. That's the rhythm that makes this trip actually work. So let's start in Vietnam, a country that gives you 3 very different flavors of life. We'll start in Hanoi, where mornings gather around Quang Kim Lake. You'll see Tai Chi, couples walking, families out for breakfast before you slink into the old quarter and it pulls you into its maze of tiny cafes and streets and markets. And then by night, the pavements turn into open air restaurants full of colour and energy. And then next is Hoi An, and that feels completely different. It's slow and charming, and your evenings will be lantern lit by the river. In your days, you might cycle through rice paddies to get to the beach before returning to town for a calm, glowing evening. And then really different again, Ho Chi Minh City, fast, modern, buzzing with life in all the best ways. You've got rooftop bars, beautiful French boulevards and markets that never seem to sleep. But stay long enough and you'll find the quietest details. It's about finding your favourites. Favourite noodle stand, cafe, fruit vendor. There are so many different adventures you can take in Vietnam, and I recommend mixing them up between things like sailing around Lan Ha Bay, an alternative to Halong, as much as spending time with the family on the Mekong. I wanted to share with you a pro traveller tip here about choosing your hotels when you travel. Find the neighbourhood you want, type in hotels. All of the hotels in that area will appear by price. You can then click into one, put your availability, how many of you are traveling, and you'll find the perfect place to stay, just like that. Next, for a bit of calm, we're on to Laos, and we're going to settle in Luang Prabang. It's a gorgeous combination of temples and monk life, really quiet and peaceful. And then these afternoons that drift by endlessly by the river. It's books, it's long conversations, it's just being still. For a bit more adventure, head out of town. There's some amazing turquoise blue waterfalls, or again, take a boat down the Mekong, see a completely different way of life. In the evening, it's about night markets and crafts and food stall, but it's still very calm compared to what you will have experienced in Vietnam. Another pro traveller tip for you here: when you arrive somewhere new, drop a pin on Google Maps where your hotel is and download it offline. That means if your data's patchy, you'll still never get lost. On your first day, I really recommend having your eyes up and about and pin things on your map that look interesting. Could be cafes, viewpoints, temples, whatever it is. By day 2, you've got your own personal guide and no 2 maps will ever look the same. After Laos, it will be time to step into Cambodia and Thailand. So let's start in Siem Reap with Angkor Wat and that unforgettable sunrise, followed by the afternoon cycling through hidden jungle temples where you really choose your own adventure. You can do that on your own, hiring a bike, or you can take a tour. Evenings here are filled with riverside life. It's street food and music and general merriment before moving on to Phnom Penh. Which is, again, a really different kind of place and one you want to spend a bit of time. We'll finish up in Thailand. We've got 2 choices here. I like to do both: Chiang Mai and the islands. The islands is about slow mornings in the sea, afternoons with books, evenings with watching the sunset with your feet in the sand. Chiang Mai is community, it's craft, it's yoga, it's really lovely vibe. Pro traveler tip here to finish out on: long journeys are kind of par for the course when you're traveling like this. What I do is download playlists and podcasts so that I'm entertained in my ears, but I'm not scrolling with my eyes. It means I can keep my eyes out of the window, see the real country and how real community live. Eventually, even I might be tired of the view, or maybe it's getting dark outside. And that's when I like to have a little browse about what I might be doing in my next location. Pin some places on the map. That means I feel ready to get up and go when I arrive at my new location. So the secret here is that one adventure day each week that you have planned to keep your sights set on something structured, but without burning out. And that's really the power of this itinerary. It's not about the places I've mentioned. It's about the rhythm of the life it powers. So we're choosing anchors that feel like home for 7 to 10 days each and one adventure each week. That leaves plenty of space for daily life. This is the kind of travel that works in retirement. You're not rushing, skimming, you are living and doing it differently. You and I both know retirement isn't an ending. This is about freedom. And a 3-month slow travel journey like this one is the best way to celebrate this new chapter. If any of this inspired you, subscribe for more. I've got more dream itineraries, pro traveler tips coming up. And I'd love it if you tell me in the comments, if you had 7 to 10 days anywhere in Southeast Asia, where would you anchor yourself? See you next time.